What's up, everybody? Rothstein here. Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, a.k.a. Michael Snackson. Today's Monday, Today's Monday, March 16th, 2026. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments, share the video if you feel so inclined. I'm going to be real quick on this one. I was just sitting there thinking one day, and I believe I know the answer to this question. What is the best rap song ever made? The best rap song ever made. The best rap song ever made, for me, my opinion, EPMD, You Got to Chill. Best rap song ever made. It checks all the boxes. It was a hit. It's off the EPMD first album, Strictly Business. It was their lead single. And it checks all the boxes. It was a hit, but it's not a commercial hit. It's not a commercial crossover or anything like that. Back in the day, that was a big thing with rap. You know, I always tell people, you always hear all these white guys out here, you want people to stop saying the N-word, to tell the black rappers to stop saying the N-word. That's a bad argument to me, because rap was never meant for white people. Rap was never meant for white people to enjoy, or at least indulge like they are now. So it was a hit, but it wasn't a crossover hit. They're being lyrical. They got bars in there. I'm like Zorro. I'm walking E on your back. I don't swing on no ropes or no iron cords. The only weapon is my rapping sword. You can play it around your grandmother and your children, because there's no cursing in it. There's no cursing in it. These songs have come out since the late 80s, since really right after that album, because that album came out like 88. So every album that's pretty much come out after that, you couldn't play it around your kids. I'm talking about your young children, 6, 7, 8 years old, or your grandfolks, them old heads in your family. You couldn't play it around them. Too vulgar for children and the elder, just, because I remember one of the first rap videos, Heavy D, Mr. Big Stuff. Go look it up, youngins. And I know I sound like I'm an old head talking, blah, 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 but that's why I'm breaking it down for you. Miss Heavy D and the Boys. Heavy D and the Boys, Mr. Big Stuff. Heavy D's him and his crew, the Boys, the dancers, Trouble T. Roy, who passed, and I forgot my other man's name. Trouble T. Roy passed in Indianapolis in a horrible accident. But the video starts off with because heavy, he's trying to go work, do the song at a club that his uncle owns. And, his uncle, he's an old head, and, there's other old heads in the audience. The audience is all old heads, older people. And, he introduces this rap group, Heavy D and the Boys. And, one of the old heads in the audience is like, oh, man, that ain't music, that's noise. You know what I'm saying? And by the end of the song, of course, obviously in the video, the old heads are rocking with it and whatnot. But, yeah, Heavy D was another, fairly clean MC. So you can play with all them. It's lyrical. You can play with both your family and, anybody in your family, your children or the old heads in your family, the older folks. And here's the main reason. It bangs everywhere. It bangs in the club. That song bangs in the club. You got to chill. It bangs in the club. It bangs in the streets. You know, I remember when I went to the record store to buy that. I went to the record store and bought Strictly Business. My man talked me out of it. He was like, man, you don't want that, man. He's like, everybody be bumping that. Get something different. And he showed me BDP, and that's how I got introduced to Boogie Down Productions and KRS-One. I put the EPMD tape back and bought the By All Means Necessary CD tape. I'd have been happy either way. But yeah, that EPMD, You Got to Chill, it's the best rap song ever. You know, some people might say Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, It Takes Two. To me, that's kind of corny, and it's, I don't want to say it's corny, but it does have more commercial appeal to it and crossover appeal to it. Whether intentional or unintentional, it just crossed over too hard for me to really like that song like that. But it probably is number 2. But definitely EPMD, You Got to Chill, best rap song ever. Because it crosses all the boxes. Now this is gonna come from. Now if I ask you to list who would you say is the best rap song ever, it's gonna cross. You know, it's gonna be mainly older songs. Because like I said, everything pretty much after 88, 89 had too much cursing in it. You can't really play it around, you know, certain aspects of your family. At least the album version. You can probably play the edited version, you know. But, you know, Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks on Me just doesn't sound the same with the edited version. You know, some of these other songs. But, so for my money, EPMD's You Got to Chill, best rap song ever. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. But definitely like and subscribe, and I'll holler back at you.